Well, hello there, everyone. We got an interesting, fun project we're going to do. Now, my lovely wife had this idea to move her reading area here into her own little space. So in this space here, we have another project that's going to be coming. You'll see that in a future video. But that would be perfect in this area. So what we need to do is move this somewhere else. That's where we started planning on moving that pavilion in back here into the yard. Now we just roughly put some 2x2s down to give some idea where this would lay if we were to move that small pavilion here. This would be a great little spot back here where it'd be nice and quiet. She can come, read a book, and be a neat little space that we can create. So after we put our 2x2s down, we thought, okay, how are we going to do this? So we thought we need to build a base for each foot. For one, to make sure each foot's level. So the whole pavilion will sit level. And this ground's not very level at all. It kind of slopes down like this. And two, we didn't want to pour a concrete pad. We really wanted this pavilion to kind of integrate into the yard. So what we decided on doing, we're gonna get some sonotubes. We're gonna lay them in each corner, just big enough to hold one for each pillar on that pavilion. And then in the middle here, we're gonna level this off a little bit, maybe put some patio stones, or, just once we get that in the yard, we're gonna get some more inspiration as time goes. So this will give you an idea what we're doing to kick off this project. Let's get started. So we just came back from the store. I picked up a few bags of cement, a couple sonotubes. So the plan is now I'm going to cut each one of these in half. So I have one good side for each corner. Now before I do that, what I want to do is get an exact template of what we have on the pavilion now. So my lovely wife had the idea of making an exact template using these 2x2s of the exact outer perimeter of the pavilion. So let's go do that. Then we'll bring it back here on the lawn, lay it out again, make sure exactly where we want to put it, and then we'll start with these. All right, so slide these 2x2s. Back in here like this. Yeah, I'm still like 84.5 at the front, but give or take a little bit, as long as we're pretty close, I think we'll be all right. So I'll cut 2 pieces of wood at 85 to make our square template. Slide our battery into our saw here. So I'm going to cut these lengths at 85 inches. All right, so we'll put one here. So here we have it, just on the outside of the posts. Now I included these brackets because we need something to drill into to hold the posts down, so that's going to be part of our concrete. So the sonotube's going to hold that whole pillar on each corner. We're going to put one on each. So now I'll pull this whole thing out And then I'll screw this together. I already marked the back boards. Then we'll bring this back out to the grass. All right. See where I got that pencil line? That was the end of our pavilion there. What we're going to do. Something like that. There, just to make sure we're somewhat square, I got my drywall square here. And I could set it down here and just gonna tweak it a bit. There we are. Looks pretty good. Now, it'll give us some idea how this is gonna, see how we're gonna get a square peg in a round hole here. Just see what our footprint's gonna look like. Just to minimize, kind of center everything. So each post is 6.5 by 6.5 with that finished ends. But with the tab on it, we got to add another 2 inches. So we're 8.5 this way. I'll put that board there. And then we're 6.5 this way. So right about there. Okay, so what I'll do, take my square shovel. Well, we'll start off on the one side. And we'll do this on each corner. All right, here we have it. All 4 corners taken out. Now what I'm going to do, go cut those in half. So this, so mark 24, and we'll just roll our way around this. There, it might be easier to get a straight line if I put a piece of tape on here. Not sure how easy this is to cut, but try a utility knife. Make our way around. There we have it. Do that one more time. So we had to dodge some raindrops here. Just got a good rainfall. Even one of my holes here is filled with water. But anyway, we're coming back. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take this wood form, just move it off the holes here for a minute. Now, out of the 4 holes we're going to dig, this is the highest hole, like in elevation. So what I want to do is take that sonotube and just kind of center it over that hole that we just dug out. We just took a square of the grass out just to kind of see where we're going to end up with the round hole. I'm just centering that hole. Now what I'm going to do, just take a shovel, just kind of work my way around. Now this being the highest hole, what I'm going to do, put whatever we dig out in the lower spot of where we're going to be, and that's just going to make it easy to level this out after. Now that I got a round hole here, we'll just see how this is fitting. Yeah, if I keep digging down, this will sink right into the ground. Now I'm digging down here. Ideally, I want to go 3 feet to be below the frost line. But even if I go even 2 feet down, this isn't a structural thing that we're putting on here. What that's going to do is just give us a nice, good foothold so that when we anchor this down, the wind's not going to take this anywhere. So I'm going to continue on this hole. I'll bring you back when we start setting in the sonotube. I broke out the post hole digger here. You can see just how much soil I removed from this hole. I'll just show you the depth of this hole here. It's going down there. Had to cut a few roots, and so far so good. So like I say, this is the highest elevation for the posts. So I want to get this as close to the grass line as I can. And I think work this way down a little bit. I think we got it pretty good right there. So I think what I'll do right now, I'll get a couple bags of cement, fill that. We'll level that off with the top, and that'll be our first hole that we use for reference for the other 3. So what we'll do, we'll make sure this is level. Okay, so we got that level now. We'll add cement, maybe a little more or a little less than halfway. We'll make sure that's level like that. Then we'll continue to fill the sonotube until we get to the top. So let's see how much this fills this tube up. And we'll get a level out again. Here we go. Okay, that's pretty good there. Okay, just as I thought, 2 bags is not going to be enough to fill this tube. So I'll go back, grab one more bag here. We'll do a quick mix. All right, 10-inch sonotube, cut 2 feet, plus there was some more ground dug under it because I kind of choked it up a bit. But 3 bags of concrete completely fills that. Okay, on to the next hole. All right, so I got a second hole dug, put sonotube down. I got it to the point where I'm level with that sonotube. Now we'll make sure this is level both ways here. Good. All right, we're ready for cement for this hole. But now I know I need 3 bags. And what I'll do, I'll just, while this post is setting, we'll just keep screeding the top here. Give us a nice flat finish. Good. All right. I tell you, you certainly feel the difference when you're mixing 3 bags versus mixing 2 bags. All right, let's start filling this thing. All right. We got 2 done. We'll let those dry up a little bit before we do our next 2 holes. Before we do that, we'll put our template back on this, just see how we landed before we make a commitment to do our next 2 holes. Anyway, 2 done, halfway there. Okay, took a little break for dinner. Dug 2 more holes. Mixed the cement, leveled everything off. So everything should be level. We got our footings in. Now we'll let the cement harden. We'll come back another day. See you on the next one. All right, just to quickly recap here. Today's another day. Well rested. We're ready for the move here. So we got the 4 footings put in. I took the dirt that we emptied out of the holes. I just kind of raked it out for now, but we're going to work on a floor for this after we move it. Let's go over and I'll show you my plans on what we're going to do to move this. Okay, so what I did, I was trying to come up with a system here that would make it easy to lift this. So I got 2 2x4s per side here. We cut those to size. I'll bring you in a little closer, show you what I did. All right, so I got 2 2x4s at the back of this, 2 2x4s at the front. And what I did, I cut these short pieces just slightly shorter than the width of the post. That way when I screwed it in, we're kind of clamping the post with this. I didn't want to put any screws through this into the post, so this should work out. I did the same at the back. Yeah, I could lift this whole thing on my own. So the plan is, we'll get a few more people, we'll grab this, and we'll walk it all the way over to the other end of the yard where we're going to be putting it, and we should be good to go. So I'll bring you back when we get this moved. Well, I guess it's only took 2 of us to move it, but a little bit laboring with only 2 people. Big shout out and thanks to my buddy Jeff for taking time to come by and give me a hand with this. Huge help. So having the shelf kind of bracing 2 of the pillars, then the jig I set up for the other 2 posts, it kept all 4 posts in line for this whole move and just worked out perfectly to get this set on top of these footings. Just gonna look fantastic here. All right, I'm going to remove the braces here and get this. Well, we're happy we got this put in place. I'm going to continue taking the braces off. So we're still going to do a few more things to this space here. If you're interested in that, then click that subscribe. I'm going to show you how to anchor this down, probably in a separate video, and as well as where we got this from. We got another project going in there. If you're interested to seeing what's happening there, click that subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video, I appreciate, smash that like button. We'll see you on the next one.